Good evening, this is Dean, and a lot of people ask me what Antares is, so I'm making this companion video to speaking engagement that I'm doing on March 15th at the Chicago Node.js meetup. This video covers some stuff that I probably won't be able to get to. As I've been preparing, I have a lot. So here's a bonus companion video about Antares and Epics. I'll show you what I mean in this chessboard example, where we have a Redux DevTools and a browser here, and then just two other windows that are connected to the same server and following it with a WebSocket connection. So the epic that I'm going to show you is this offering a draw. When I offer a draw, we notice that we're going to have to turn one of these over to view the others view of the store. So the store has been dispatched a draw.offer action. And in raw form, it says that the player self has offered the draw. And if we look at our state, the demo game here has under draw a status of pending, and it's been offered by self. So this guy's view of the store looks like this. Your offer of a draw is waiting a response. This guy's view of the store, because he's viewing as other, shows this accept and decline. The viewing as, by the way, I just want to point out, is under this node, view current player, which is going to be self for this guy unless I change it to other, and then it'll say other, and then the UI will react accordingly. Okay, so the epic has been put into flight by a draw being offered. So if we want to mark the conclusion of this epic, what we need to do is have an action that occurs later, draw.offer.end. So there's just a convention that Antares is using. And so in order to end a draw, well, let's see, if we accept, this guy gets a notification, your draw was accepted, lucky bastard. And then in response to receiving a reply to the draw, the reply to the draw says accept true. It's parameterized by who is replying and whether they're accepting or not. In response to, as a consequence of receiving a draw.reply after a draw.offer, well then that epic of draw.offer is over. And by virtue of it being over, we were able to do that pop-up. So it's a convention. And then we also say that that concludes the game when someone has accepted your draw. Okay, so that shows you what's kind of on the wire and in the DevTools and what the UI looks like. Now let's go look at some code. The part that's really interesting, though, is the epics. Epics are where, if your reducer's job is to take an action and return a new state, the epics jobs are to watch that stream of actions, and upon certain triggers, which I'm calling intents, it's upon certain user intents, consequences are triggered down the road. So we see that there are three epics. Reply to draw concludes offer. Accepting draw ends game. Making move declines draw. And these actions say the following. So reply to draw concludes the offer. This says when I get draw.reply, the next action that I should emit should be a consequence called draw.offer.end. All right, so this is your language of business behavior over time, whereas your reducers were your static behavior. Accepting draw ends game. Well, when a reply comes in, if it is an accepting reply, it'll end the game. Declining a draw just means the game progresses. So provided that the draw.reply is an accept and not a decline, create a local consequence that ends the game, thereby assigning the score. Making move declines draw. It says when you've made a move if there's a draw in progress, then that's as good as not accepting the draw. So I'll show you that here. There's no draw in progress. I will offer the draw, and then I will click on the board here to make a move. So your opponent offers you a draw. I'm just going to make my next move. Click. Damn, they declined your draw, fool. Well, a new action went into the store. We can see it here. The new action was upon move.make, draw.reply was dispatched. And you'll see that move.make had an action ID of 9196. Draw.reply has a parent action ID of 9196. So it was triggered as a consequence of move.make. And then we saw that the other epic said that when a draw.reply occurs, then that ends the offer epic, which caused the text that said, damn, they declined your draw, fool. And so these epics, they kind of cooperate where move.make triggers draw.reply triggers game.end. But they're entirely pure JavaScript, pure functional programming JavaScript goodness. And they're not always the easiest to write, but when you get them right, they're killer. So I really applaud the authors of Redux Observable for a programming model that is, super, super flexible, and it's kind of like beautiful. It's kind of Turing complete. And it feels kind of like it's like the JavaScript set timeout where you throw a task into the future. That's what this is, just over time and in this really transparent way where you see the actions that are dispatched in response to the epic. So that's my spin on Antares, and let me know what you think of it.